We will explain JPO's substantive examination process. Let's get started. Since some of the viewers of this material come from countries that do not have a substantive examination system, we will first briefly explain the overview of substantive examination. In addition, since this material is intended for those who play a central role in the departments responsible for policy making and overall business processes, we will give an introduction of matters important in smoothly performing substantive examination practices as an organization, from the perspective of office management. This lecture will be conducted by mainly introducing the JPO's experience, knowledge and schemes, but please consider them as case examples. We hope that you will find hints and points to refer to for operations in your offices from those case examples. We will first explain the overview of substantive examination. Substantive examination is the process after application, receipt and formality examination and is the most time-consuming and costly part of the process from acceptance, receipt to registration. To explain in detail, the substantive examination process may be divided into three parts. The first part is substantive examination, in the narrow sense of examiners gaining an understanding of the filed content, conducting searches and making decisions. The second part is office actions, in which decision results are documented and notified to applicants. The last part is responses from applicants. Decision to grant, notification of reasons for refusal, and decision of refusal, are included in office actions. And amendment and/or written opinion are included in responses from applicants. This chart shows the flow of procedures for patent examinations. When examiners do not find a reason provided under laws for not being able to grant rights, that is, reasons for refusal, such as lack of novelty or failure to comply with written description requirements, decision to grant is rendered and the whole substantive examination process in the broad sense is finished. Meanwhile, when a reason for refusal is found, a decision of refusal is not rendered right away and the reason for refusal is notified to applicants and an opportunity to amend the application, which is the subject of patent grant or make arguments is given to applicants, which are procedures provided under laws. If there is a response from the applicant, the second substantive examination is conducted by taking account of the response. When the reason for refusal has been resolved, a decision to grant is rendered. If not, a decision of final refusal is rendered. We will now explain the procedures of the substantive examination, in a narrow sense in detail, by taking a patent application as an example. At the JPO, examination begins when the applicant files a request for examination. It is necessary to request an examination within 3 years from filing an application, and if the request is not made within 3 years, the application will be deemed as withdrawn. About 20% of applications are deemed as withdrawn due to failure to request examination. The procedures taken by examiners for substantive examination roughly consist of the 5 steps shown at the left side of the slide. They are 1. To understand the claimed invention, the invention of the application. 2. To conduct prior art searches. 3. To compare the claimed invention with the closest prior art. 4. To determine whether there are reasons for refusal, and 5. To draft a notification of reasons for refusal or a notification of decision to grant. These are the procedures for issuing the first office action. When the issue of the second or more office actions is required, the steps 1 through 3 will be taken only when they are necessary according to the applicant's response. That covers the overview of substantive examination. The explanation we've given so far was about individual steps of substantive examination taken for each application. In addition, it is also necessary to consider measures to carry out the substantive examination practices more efficiently as an organization. For that purpose, it is necessary to manage various things. What is required is to examine the applications that are filed one after another without delay. The patent examination process must not only be speedy, but it must also be qualitatively appropriate. To achieve this, it is necessary to secure the necessary number of examiners and provide training for them. It is also necessary to increase the efficiency of substantive examination practices, as well as to ensure the quality of the examinations. Since the number of competent examiners is limited, it may become necessary to seek external help. Currently, the JPO has established several indexes that can be measured as key performance indicators (KPIs) for medium to long-term goals and implementing various initiatives to achieve the goals. This slide shows the main examples of what the JPO manages in substantive examination in order to achieve the goals. We will explain the details of the examples listed on the slide. Over the years, the JPO has implemented various initiatives in order to reduce the number of applications that are waiting for examination, which is the number of backlogs. Actually, we may be able to say that the history of the JPO was the battle against backlogs. Finally, in 2014, the JPO achieved the goal of the barometer for clearing backlogs. This was brought about as a result of substantially increasing the number of examiners. On the other hand, we have maintained or improved the productivity of substantive examination through various other means. Therefore, the effect of the initiatives other than increasing the number of examiners was also important. For this reason, it is necessary to continue implementing various initiatives in order to maintain the state in which there is essentially no backlogs. Most of the examples shown on this slide, whether they are primary or secondary issues, are also initiatives implemented with the aim of clearing backlogs. We will first introduce JPO's example of managing the number of examiners. This slide shows the JPO's personnel composition. About two-thirds of the personnel are examiners who conduct substantive examinations, resulting in a total of 1,887 examiners in 2022. When we divide the number into patent, design and trademark examiners, approximately 90% are examiners who conduct patent examination. When we look at the numbers of office actions in 2021, by examiners for patents for example, the annual number of requests for examination has hovered around 230,000 to 240,000 in recent years, so the number of first action, which is 232,070, is in balance with the number of requests for examination. It is only in recent years that the number of requests for examination and the number of disposed cases have come into balance without any backlog. 10 years ago, the examination waiting period was actually almost 30 months. At the end of March 2014, the medium to long-term goal of reducing the average pendency from filing to issue of first office action to less than 11 months, called FA11 for short, was achieved. This became an extremely significant milestone in the history of the JPO. A major contribution to achieving the goal was the effort to increase the number of examiners. Since there is a limit on the total number of government officials in Japan, we could not increase the number of examiners for a long time. The increase in number of examiners became possible at that time, through a request not only from the Commissioner but also from the industry, to the Prime Minister. The JPO hired fixed-term examiners of 10 years including one renewal term, each year from 2004, and increased a total of 500 examiners. In order to maintain the number of examiners, the JPO again started hiring about 100 fixed-term examiners every year as the second phase since 2014. Needless to say, newly hired examiners need to be trained to be able to conduct examinations. This slide shows the training scheme for training examiners at the JPO. An official will be promoted to an examiner after taking the multiple training courses provided by laws and regulations, as well as gaining 2 to 4 years experience of conducting examinations through OJT, under the guidance of an experienced examiner supervising examiner. At the time when we increased the number of examiners, we were also concerned about conducting such training courses without compromising the quality of the training. Next, we will talk about IT support for examination practices. IT system support is essential in conducting substantive examination. The JPO mainly uses 3 IT systems for each type of rights in substantive examination, which were all developed by IT vendors exclusively designed for the JPO. The IT systems include a database for filing histories, a system for drafting and approval of documents, and a search system. We have the 3 systems each for patents, utility models, designs and trademarks. In addition, we utilize in-house management tools using Excel macro function and CGI to assist period management of applications that are subject to examination and track the actual number of examined applications. Such IT support makes it possible for the JPO to streamline and effectively manage its operations. We will now introduce an example of IT system development that have contributed significantly to streamlining of substantive examination. In substantive examination, prior art search work is the work that can be greatly streamlined by IT systems. The JPO was the first IP office in the world that computerized IP office operations. One of the results of computerization was the creation of the F-term search system. This system narrows down the search results using search index for various perspectives, for a large amount of patent documents, and enables high-speed full-text screening of the narrowed-down results. Through this system, the JPO maintains an environment in which searches can be conducted with the same efficiency or better efficiency even when the number of accumulated patent documents increase by 300,000 to 400,000 each year. The F-term search system came into full operation in around 1990. We continue to expand its search function by making modification to the system in order to enable conducting complete searches required in substantive examination, even after we started the operation. The search system not only underpins streamlining of substantive examination practices, but also greatly contributes to the realization of outsourcing of searches, which we will explain next. At the same time, the system also provides a search function for applicants using the websites of JPO-related organizations. Thirdly, we will explain the use of outsourcing in substantive examination. In substantive examination, outsourcing of searches directly supports streamlining of procedures. In Japan, outsourcing of searches streamlines procedures of mainly understanding the filed application and prior art searches, out of the substantive examination practices, which reduces the burden of examiners for issuing first actions. The specific steps of outsourcing are: searchers report the search results in dialogues with examiners. That is, searchers conduct prior art searches and compile a report of the search results. Then, searchers explain the content of the invention and the search report to examiners through dialogues with examiners. In order to actually implement outsourcing, special provisions to the existing law were developed that stipulate requirements for agencies and searchers who can be commissioned to conduct searches, and JPO examiners also improved the work environment by providing guidance to the commissioned searchers. The outsourcing has the effect of reducing examiners' burden in examination practices as well as promoting examination dispositions. In addition to outsourcing of searches, that outsources search work, we also outsource work of assigning classification, which is assigning classification and other search indexes to patent applications. Although the work of assigning classification is not included in substantive examination, it was a part of the examiner's work at the JPO. Therefore, we can say that the outsourcing of such work indirectly contributes to creating an environment in which examiners can focus more on substantive examination. Next, we will explain quality management in substantive examination. Before discussing the quality of substantive examinations, what is inevitable and essential for examiners is to read through the documents that describe the guidelines for the examination. In Japan, these documents are called Examination Guidelines and Examination Handbook, and they are publicly available on the JPO website. These documents provide general guidelines and reminders for examiners to apply the patent law and other domestic laws in their examinations and are also used to deepen understanding of examination practices. These documents are similar in nature to PCT International Search and Preliminary Examination Guidelines, and they are the basis for fair, transparent, and consistent examination, which also improves predictability, foreseeability of rights acquisition for users. The JPO released its Quality Policy on Patent Examination in April 2014. The Quality Policy sets forth the fundamental principles of quality management of patent examination. Based on the Quality Policy, we dedicated to achieve patent examination of the utmost quality in the world. We have also released the Quality Policy on Design Examination, and the Quality Policy on Trademark Examination. Furthermore, Quality Management Manual for Patent Examination was released in August 2014 following the establishment of the Quality Policy. This quality manual is designed to document the quality management system for patent examination in line with the fundamental principles stipulated by the Quality Policy. In December 2014, we released quality manuals on design and trademark examination. The quality manual describes measures and initiatives in accordance with the PDCA cycle. As shown in this slide, the Quality Manual presents a PDCA cycle at 1. The Examination Department level and 2. The Examination Division unit level to continuously improve the quality of examinations. We will now explain the specific activities performed for quality management at the JPO. Quality management officers, who were selected and appointed, conduct quality audit. After drafted documents are approved by supervisors, the quality management officers audit the quality of examination by conducting full examination including prior art searches and making decisions. Managerial officials check and approve all drafted documents. Some of the drafted documents are checked by experienced examiners who were appointed, before approvals are given. The Quality Management Office annually conducts user satisfaction surveys. The Subcommittee on Examination Quality Management, which is an organization of the IP Council that consists of external experts, annually makes an evaluation based on the report for the user satisfaction survey. So far, we have introduced the JPO's substantive examination process including its overview, securing the number of examiners, IT support for examination practices, the use of outsourcing, and quality management. We hope you will find this information useful in any way possible for the substantive examination process at your workplace. This concludes our explanation. Thank you for watching.